And now in business news, some Nigerians have decried the increase in price of liquefied petroleum gas, LPG, popularly known as cooking gas. Speaking with iBrandTV, the correspondent stated that the development is making life more difficult.
So if it's gone up, that means probably it's been imported and it's all sorts of taxes that have been added. Why don't we go back to the beginning and start creating? We have enough resources and abundantly to create our own granite oil, which is actually healthier than most all of the stuff that we import. So the solution is let us stop importing and go back to assisting our farmers and our land and creating our own stuff. Because in the end, if we create it, invariably it'll be cheaper. When we started some time ago, we was trying to revamp the agricultural section, and it was working. Because if you are producing your own stuff, you're not going to import. Everything is in-house. Therefore, you have the ability to reduce the prices, control the prices, and be able to let all the masses. Not only are you creating job opportunities, not only are you creating resources, you're also creating a market where people can have a better choice and a cheaper choice.
So what needs done is the fact of more in terms of the supply side of the economy, which we know has been affected by the inflationary things you spoke about, but also as a result of the wrong policies of the government. And it's not only cooking gas, foodstuffs, so many other things. So we are in what I would call a crisis economy at the moment. Create more avenues of supply. And go out and liberalize these things. But when it's centrally controlled by some amorphous unit called NNPC or whatever they call them, then these issues of artificial scarcity occur, or importation. In this country, we have enough gas supplies to make every citizen in the country have the lowest common denominator of price for gas, because our gas reserves are even 10 times more than our proven crude oil reserves. And gas is the energy of the future.
President of the African Development Bank, Akinwumi Adesina, on a paper titled Nigerians' Economic Resurgence, Learning from the African Experience, presented at the ministerial retreat in Abuja on Monday. Adesina identified infrastructure as critical for unlocking the full potential of the country's economy. He called for priority attention to financial innovations, saying the government alone cannot afford the huge financial cost. The former Nigerian Minister of Agriculture proposed that the private sector should be given incentives in the form of tax credits to encourage investment and infrastructure. Adesina said to be sustainable and more efficient, public-private partnerships should be accelerated to finance major infrastructure across Nigeria. Nigerian institutional investors, especially the pension funds, should invest in infrastructure. Government can also implement infrastructure asset recycling models where existing. And moving further, the Vice President has expressed disappointment with the Central Bank of Nigeria's delay in disbursing funding for the essential projects in the Economic Sustainability Plan. Now, this comes as a call on the Central Bank of Nigeria to devalue the Naira because currency rates are artificially low, according to Punch. Osinbajo disclosed this at the Ministerial Performance Review retreat organized to accept progress made towards the achievement of the 9 key priorities of the regime and presided over by the President, Muhammadu Buhari. The Vice President said that progress had been much slower than envisaged. There are continued delays in the disbursement of funds from the CBN. The debenture agreement for the sum of 200 billion naira with the CBN, which represents the bulk of the financing, was agreed in April and has been signed by all. And the federal government has allocated a sum of 4.2 billion naira to Ajaokuta Steel Company Limited for the year 2022. This was disclosed in the 2022 budget details report obtained from the Budget Office. The steel company had continued to receive regular budgetary allocations and disbursements in the past 6 years, despite being idle. It was reported that the government allocated a total of 20 billion naira to the idle steel company between 2015 and 2021. According to the 2022 budget details report, the sum of 3.9 billion naira was allocated to cover personnel costs, 186.9 million naira was earmarked for the capital project implementation, while 75.3 million naira will be expended on overhead.